How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? I am doing this video by a request from an online friend. Uh, he was curious to, because I briefly mentioned in a older video about EDC and me being into it and stuff like that. Now, whenever I say I'm into EDC, I am not by all means I don't know if your word would be professional or anything. This is just my personal preference. Are there better options out there? I'm sure there is, and I'm sure you'll tell me. Um, but this is personally what I'm comfortable with. It may not work for you, but this works for me. Um, anyways, uh, I'll start with the not. I'll save the gun in the holster for last. This right here is my Zippo case. It's got like a little snap so you can, feed it through your belt. Um, Nothing really fancy. It's just my Zippo lighter. It's my Resident Evil Zippo lighter. I carry it everywhere. Trying to quit smoking, but you never know when you might need a lighter. It's always good to have one. And the great thing about Zippos is you can refill them and replace the flint and stuff. Where if you carry a Bic, you got what you got, and when it dies, you got to throw it away. Zippos, as long as you take care of them, they'll last you forever. So that's my Zippo. I have tried a lot of different pocket knives. I always come back to the multi-tool, and I keep going back and forth between this one, the Leatherman, and the Leatherman Surge. This one right here is the Leatherman Wave Plus. Now, before I get into this, I want to show you what all I got in it. I've got kind of like the whole shebang. I've got the screwdriver extension right here. I've got the Leatherman bits. There's two of them in there, several different types. It's literally a all-in-one tool chest. Like, it's really, really handy, and I can't even tell you how many times I've used each piece in this. Like, it definitely gets used. But yeah. Anyways, I kept going back and forth between the Surge and the Wave Plus, and I always end up coming back to the Wave Plus because it's a lot lighter. It's a lot lighter. The Surge is amazing. It's a great. I'm not bashing the Surge at all, but this is just It's essentially like the smaller version. It's the baby brother of the Surge, and it gets the job done. It's a great little multi-tool. I do love the fact that you can replace these if these ever go dull or break. Not a lot of multi-tools have that option. Surge does. I do believe they have like a 25-year warranty or something like that. A lot of the ones on the main outside of the multi-tool is like one-handed. Like the blades. This one's serrated. Yeah. But it's been a very good knife. They're very hardy. They can take a beating and keep on going. I used the hell out of these when I worked in construction. But the one I used in construction way years back was stainless steel. But I kind of like this black oxide, I think they call it. My Surge is also a black oxide. But yeah, enough on that. That's my knife multi-tool all-in-one package deal that I can put on my belt. And now to my firearm. It is a Glock 19. Let's see here. It's the Hollow Sun 507. I don't know how well that's going to pick up. There you go. Actually, it's not too bad. Looks a lot tinier than it actually is. It's actually a lot bigger when you get your arms stretched out. Yeah, see how I get further away, it gets bigger and bigger? When you get your arms stretched out, it almost fills the entire window. But that's that with the donut of death with the dot in the middle. I also got Trigicon night sights, suppressor sights, so they're higher, so you can co-witness through this. If this ever failed on me, I can still use my sights. Got a Wilson Combat backplate. Now I put that in there for a reason. Let me go ahead and I've already did this before the video, but just to make you safety nuts happy. Anyways, yeah, so I got the Hollow Sun 507. I got the Streamlight TLR 8 with the laser. This is, I don't know, the Streamlights, I've had several different ones. I've had O-Lights, I've had Streamlights. I always end up coming back to the Streamlight. I really like them. I also had my holster customly made for this light. But yeah, it's got the laser. It just looks like a big pink thing. Trust me, it's the lighting. It's actually got a very fine dot. It's just the camera. And then it's got just a light. Let's see here. Well, the laser's in there. It's just too damn bright for the camera to pick it up. And then if you click it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Oh my lord. It's only because I'm recording. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry. It wasn't 2, 3. It was 1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2. Okay. So that was operator error. But anyways, so yeah, what have I gone over? So I went over this, and the reason why I got the Wilson Combat on there is because I got a 3-pound trigger bar, and I got, which the trigger bar is Wilson Combat, and I also got the Wilson Combat flat trigger, and oh my god, it is just so smooth. There's the wall, boom, and then I'm gonna hold it down. Here's the reset, boom, reset. Let's do it again. Reset, boom. Right there, boom. It's just so smooth. Night and day in comparison to the one that comes stock in here. Nothing against the original stock. If I kept saying Beretta, I'm sorry. I just did a review on my Beretta. Nothing against the Glock trigger that comes stock in it. Those are good triggers. Good, reliable triggers. People use them every day, from law enforcement to military, blah, 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 blah. But I've got a big old hard-on for anything Wilson Combat, and that combo that I have installed in here is just perfect. I'm sure somebody can tell me the details of what I'm about to tell you, but there's something with the combo that I put in here that, like, my grouping from 15 yards went from like this to like that, you know, and it was like night and day in regards to my grouping. Like, I'm like, why haven't I done this sooner? Apologize, you're gonna see a cat walk by occasionally. I'm doing this on my floor with a blanket laid down. But yeah, from now on, I'm always going to try, when I buy a new firearm, I'm always going to try to match this trigger. Um, the only thing that comes, well, actually, no, my other one, I got a Colt AR-15 that I got a Geisley trigger in, and that one, of course, yeah, it does beat this one, but that's also a $300 trigger in comparison to with the trigger and the trigger bar that I installed in here. I think I paid about $80 for, and that's a screaming deal. Because, like I said, once you take it to the range and you try it for yourself, you're gonna be glad you did it. So okay, so I went through this, went through that. Oh, I also got the extended slide release. You see that? It's got the little bump right there, which makes dropping the slide so much easier. Because before there's not a lot there to grab a hold of, you know. With that bump, you can literally rest your thumb on it, and it feels like you got something. So that's been done to it. I also replaced the factory barrel with a factory Glock Gen 5 threaded barrel, because I will be getting a 9mm suppressor eventually when I get, go to the store, buy it, and do the tax stamp thing and all that. But that, I think that is it. In regards to everything, I already said I got the suppressor high sights by Trigicon, right? Those are night sights. I think that's it in regards to the gun itself. And then, of course, I got my Tier 1 Access Elite. This is amazing. I have went through a long journey of holsters. When I say journey, I have spent hundreds of dollars, not just on this gun, but on several guns, buying holsters and trying them out, and them just being so uncomfortable. I'm an appendix carry kind of guy. I'm overly paranoid about carrying the gun behind me, above my butt. I'm always paranoid that somebody's going to come up and grab my gun. So I just prefer, like I said, it doesn't make me right. I'm sure there's going to be people out there that disagree with me. But this, at the end of the day, this goes into preference, and this is my preference. I just feel a lot more comfortable with appendix. And in regards to appendix, I apologize for my dirty nails. I just got off work. Tier 1 Access Elite is so comfortable. And now I'm not going to sit here and tell you that when you're wearing it, you're not going to know that you're wearing it, but it's just, in regards to being able to go about your life and like sit down, being in a car, walking around, is extremely comfortable and is doable. And with the Glock 19 setup, with one in the chamber, which I always carry one in the chamber. You hear that satisfying click? I always carry one in the chamber. You're carrying around, this is a lot of firepower. This is 31 rounds. Carry red tip hollow points by Hornady. Critical offense, I do believe. It's a really, really great setup. It just, when you sit down, it separates this way, with that spring right there. It's a really, really nice setup. But yeah, I don't want to put this in the gun because both magazines are loaded, so I don't want to mess around with loaded magazines while I'm doing this review. Yeah, that's my EDC setup that I carry every single day. I got it on me always. If you see me, this is what I'm carrying. like I said, I've been through so much. I've been through so many different firearms, from carrying Berettas, revolvers, Glocks. I've had several different Glocks. The 43X, that was another favorite of mine. Carried that one for about a year. Carried the Glock 30 for another year. I still really like the Glock 30. Glock 30 would be probably a close second to this one. It's because I like 45. I'm also a big fan of 9mm. I'm not one of those people like, oh, you know, one's better than the other. I like both equally for individual reasons. But right now, as we speak, I've been carrying the Glock 19 for about 2 years, maybe 2.5, and I'm really happy with it. I've been using the Tier 1 for about a year, and it was just life-changing in comparison to what I was using before. Leather holsters, oh yeah. Never, ever use a leather holster with a gun that does not have a safety. Because you're going to most likely accidentally shoot yourself. Get yourself a good quality Kydex holster. Doesn't have to be this one. Doesn't have to be the Tier 1, because these things are pricey as shit, so I understand that. Especially if you get them customly made for a light and put all the bells and whistles on them and shit. But get yourself a good quality Kydex holster. That way you don't have to worry about, because leather will eventually, over time, with your belt being pressed up against it, you could accidentally pull that trigger and have an accidental discharge, and that's bad news for everybody, especially yourself. Get yourself a good Kydex holster, and train, to holster, reholster, train. That's another big thing. That's probably one of the biggest things. But yeah, I think I've ranted long enough. So yeah, to recap, my everyday carry consists of a Leatherman, Zippo, Glock 19, 2 mags, and a Tier 1 conceal holster. Yeah, man, I think this is probably the longest video I've ever made on a gun. Usually my videos are only like 5-6 minutes, but anyways, for people that are just happen to come across my video, although this is for a friend, be nice in the comments. And like I said in the very beginning of the video, this may not be your setup, but this is my setup. This is what I'm comfortable with. This is what I'm happy with. I know there's going to be some naysayers out there. Well, you should have got this, or you should have done this, or blah, 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 or you should... I don't give a shit. I know it's going to come because it's the internet. But this is what I'm comfortable with carrying every single day. Yeah. All right. This is what works for me. This is my everyday carry. All right. Y'all have a good one. Rate, subscribe, comment, and have a good one. All right. See ya.